Hello everyone and welcome to Beyond SEO with Growthack.io, where we look at what really drives growth for brands, from search and content to product, data and strategy. We dive into the ideas and conversations that go way beyond SEO. I'm Glenn, I'm with Kevin, and today we've got a special guest. We've got Wade Smith from Doughnotts.
Hey, Mum.
Hi Wade, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Good.
Really excited to be having you on today because, like I said before, I always like to do research into guests before they come onto the show. And getting into your story was really, really exciting and really, really fun. I was saying before we started, I felt like I knew you before meeting you. So really excited to be having you on today to be basically talking about your journey and obviously where you were before starting Doughnotts and obviously where you guys are now with obviously you founding it with Megan.
Yeah.
But before we get into all the fun stuff, if you could give a bit of a background to yourself and who you are.
So I'm Wade. I'm one of the co-directors of Doughnotts. We are a donut company based in Nottingham, and that's why it says Doughnotts. We just make one thing, and that's it. But yeah.
And you're really well known as well around Nottingham as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, sometimes you forget that. Like, it's weird, like putting more stuff on socials now and everything like that. I've actually moved gyms because someone was taking a photo of me. Honestly, it made me feel really awkward. And I just don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone who's been in Nottingham knows about Doughnotts. I've been in Nottingham for a while, so it's just amazing having you here. It's like you're pretty much a local celebrity.
No, it's just I tell you what though, like the maddest thing is like Doughnotts has been going like 11 years now, and the same red velvet donut you buy today is the same red velvet donut you brought 11 years ago. And this is the thing, like it's took for a company like ours in hospitality to stick around for 11 years. Bars and restaurants come and go and things like that. Like, we've always kind of stayed grips with it and fought for all the shit, really. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So one of the first things I really wanted to start off with was your journey starting Doughnotts. And I was saying to you before we started recording that one of the things that you're talking about, you're watching Man vs. Food and he went to a donut shop.
Yeah.
And obviously you saw him having the donut and you were saying to yourself, oh, I think you could make that. So if you could kind of go through that journey in terms of like what it was like before starting Doughnotts and obviously where the idea came from, that'd be cool.
So like for me, like people always ask me like, why donuts and stuff like that. And, it was never really donuts at the beginning. It was just kind of like, I worked in care and I kind of, looked around and I was like, is this it? Like, people, no disrespect to those guys I worked with some great people, learned a lot of lessons and stuff, but no one really owned their own house or anything like that. And I was kind of like, is this it? And my thing, and I think it stems from like childhood really, where in my family, you're a kid. You're a kid until you don't have an opinion, you don't have a say in the family and stuff like that. I was raised by my grandma, my granddad and my mum. But it was always like, I just wanted to be someone and I just wanted to be that guy that you walk in a room and people know who you are. Do you know what I mean? For the right reasons. And I just wanted to be someone, whether it was donuts or napkins or fucking, I don't know, floors. I think I've got this thing about me where I'm no good at anything, but I just don't stop. Do you know what I mean? I just can't stop and I'm just fighting. Donuts was something that, there's a reason why no one really makes donuts, because it's a fucking nightmare. Like, you'd be surprised, like Lidl, everything like that, these big factories in Ireland and stuff, they don't make their own. They buy them all in frozen and stuff like that. But so the journey was like, me and Meg were broke. I was an apprentice in marketing, fluttering from job after job. Meg worked at Next, and we just sat watching Man vs. Food, and just went to a donut shop, and I was like, I could do that. And she was like, no, you can't. And I was like, yeah, I can. And I went and I borrowed a tenner off my non granddad to put some fuel in my car, brought some ingredients from Sainsbury's on the way back. I remember it was Sainsbury's in Ruddington. Didn't know what went into a donut, so I just brought general like flour, butter, eggs, milk. I was like, what the fuck goes into a donut? I think I just Googled like donut recipe. And then I just made them at my grandma's, and then I just got everything out of the cupboards, like shit like cornflakes. I was like, my grandma just got like bare stuff and it's all like out of date all the time in the cupboard, like back of the cupboard. She never like chucks anything. And I just made them. And then I put them on Facebook, and then and my mate Rupert messaged me And he said to me, I says, does anyone want these? And like, you know, he was like smoked a lot of weed and stuff, and he was just like mud. So he was just like, yeah, I'll have them. So I drove him to his house and I sold him 12 donuts for 10 quid. And I just thought, fucking hell.
Wow.
Like,
I suppose that must have sparked a bit like, oh, if he was able to buy them off me, could I sell them to someone else?
Like, I was on 100 quid a week. Meg was on 100 quid a week. I thought, fucking hell, I've only got to sell 20 boxes. You know what I mean? Didn't even have boxes to put them in. I was just putting them in like Nonno's Tupperware, and I never got that back. I just like raided them on Nonno's cupboards. Stemmed from there, went on, started selling them on Facebook. You know, I remember Meg showed me the other day the original post, and it was like me and Wade are thinking about making and delivering donuts, because I was like, how cool is that? Like, donut company, like deliver them to your door and stuff. And then it just sparked from there. And then Meg, probably about 3-4 months, Meg quit her job. Meg went full time. Meg would do all the admin stuff, and then I'd get up early on a Friday morning and bake them, and we'd have to put the donuts in like fruit and veg trays and prove them in front of the radiator. Fucking dogs and cats running around, like covering them with towels to try and keep the heat in. You needed to learn on the job. Like there was no, you know, I was talking to a guy the other day in my Nottingham store, and he wants to start his own business. Guy reached out to me and he was like, I'm 26 now, and I'm like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to run my own business and stuff. And so we sat down and we talked about it, and he was saying about he wants to start buying and selling cars, but he's worried about like all the legislation and all the legal stuff. And I was like, what are you even on about, bro? Like, I don't even know you needed to have a food hygiene rating until like 6 months in. You just do it, and then it comes up and you just crack on with it. That's another hurdle, isn't it? And then that was it. And then Stem was delivering them, and we did a food festival, the Nottingham Food and Drink Festival. Mate, we made like $5,000 in a weekend, and I was like, this is mad. Like, we've just done what we earn in a year in a weekend. Like, we've only got to do them for one of these, and that's it. And then it just blew up from there, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I really love that, because one of the things I was going to ask in terms of like some of the lessons that you learn along the way. Obviously, you grew up in Clifton, and obviously you worked in care. And one of the things that you talked about, kind of just cracking on with things, being persistent, ties into what I wanted to ask in terms of what would you say are some of the key takeaways and lessons that you've learned from your experiences to where you are now?
Like the thing is like key lessons. I think the thing is about just being honest now. That's the biggest thing. Don't blow smoke up your own arse. That's the maddest thing. Don't think you're bigger than what you are. Been there. Jack will tell you about that. Did Jack tell you about that?
No. To be honest, Jack, I mean, he's a good accountant, because obviously, you know, I guess what the conversations you have remain private.
Yeah,
so.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah, to be fair.
He's
I lost my head a few years ago. And did some stupid stuff. I brought a Ferrari and I pulled up to Jack's office, and he opened the door and he was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's my Ferrari. And he was like, you can't have a Ferrari. You don't you can't afford a Ferrari. And I was like, yeah, like you told me, like the money in the business account's like my money. And he was like, it is, but it's not your money. I was like, shit. I had a Ferrari for like 2 months. And then it took like 4 months to sell. But Jack will we laugh about it now and stuff. But I was like, yeah, this Ferrari was like wedge as well. Check this. I thought I was that much big time, that I went to Audi to buy an R8, and because they wouldn't let me sit in it, out of pure spite, I went over to Ferrari and bought a Ferrari. Thinking I was like, I was like balling and stuff. And I just won. Like, I was just being a twat. But you had to do it. It was going to happen one day. And I'm glad it happened then, because if it happened now, I'd be screwed. So I don't know if I answered your question. I do that a lot. Yeah,
I'd say one of the main thing, like I said, the persistence, because you were saying before that when obviously you had the 26-year-old coming up to you saying like, oh, how do I start a business? And you were saying he was talking about, you know, legalities, all that stuff. And I remember as well in a previous podcast that you did, you were talking about when you did start Doughnotts, obviously it wasn't called Doughnotts before, but you had a certain name for it. And obviously you got a letter from another company saying you better not do this. So I think one of the key things that I've noticed as well in your journey is the persistence and not allowing yourself to be too bogged down in the details, just kind of like being, because if you do look in the details too much, you just get overwhelmed and you just end up not starting either way.
Yeah, you'll end up talking yourself out of it.
Yeah,
The thing is, like, that's like, I really do think every entrepreneur who's ever failed gave in. I really do think that. Like, because people just get beat up. You just get beat up all the time by your business and by, I've just been on the phone outside to a supplier and we're about to buy loads of equipment off them, and one of the pieces of equipment might not work. But I can't buy it, test it, and if it don't work, you've left with it. So you've got to make it work. So that's the thing is, like, even to this day, you're still taking these big punts on stuff that's, finger in the air moment. You're like, is it going to work or not? But yeah, it's like the relentlessness. Yeah. That's the thing. And I don't know what that is. I don't know how to, I don't know where that comes from. It's just that thing of, like, you're a dog that's bit something and you just can't get off it. Like, I think one of the things is that, like pride. I don't want to fail, the like people love my socials and stuff because I'm just honest. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, biggest rule of business is don't run out of money. And if you do run out of money, figure out where you can get more money. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who haven't started a business before, they start thinking about all these possibilities and situations that haven't occurred yet. I think, a lot of business is just, you got to start. That's the hardest bit. And then you just figure it out. Nobody has it figured out. I've spoken to so many different business owners who are like years ahead and have like massive teams, and they're still like just figuring it out, like day by day, month by month. No one has the answer. Right. No one has the, do this and do that, and
no
it's going to be
successful.
Book.
No one's giving you a book. Like, the same skills and the same rules apply to the guy who owns a napkin company. It's all the same stuff. It's the product's just different, Like Jack, for example. Jack is changing the way how accountancy should be. You don't need an internal accountant that's going to cost you this much money. You need an external accountant and who you can call at any time and stuff like that. Like, and Jack's like Jack's an entrepreneur. As much as he's an accountant, he's an entrepreneur. He wants, but for me, it was about money at one point. It's not now. It's just about to say whether you can do it. You know what I mean? Say I've done that. I like the idea of one day selling my company and being sat on holiday next to someone and like, what do you do? And like, oh, I own Doughnotts, but I sold it for this much. I'm like, fucking hell, no way. Like, that's the fucking guy who owns Doughnotts, you know what I mean? like, what does that? That's just that thing of being someone, innit? Do you know what I mean? And yeah, just like, I think you do get more as your business gets bigger. You become more risk averse. Is that what it is? Where you just you weigh it up more. You know what I mean? Pros and cons. Like we've been testing this product out now for about 9 months, and we're still not there with it, and it's cost us loads of money, but it's going to revolutionise the donut industry. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Okay.
Could I start something else? I probably could, but I just ain't got time. Do you know what I mean? I know that was one of your questions and stuff, but I think it's more about the person, not about the business.
Yeah.
Going
back to that name, Doughnotts, like how did that come about? Because it's such an iconic name and so memorable, especially people who live in Nottingham. Yeah. It's just one of those brands that people love because of the name, primarily.
Yeah. Like, mate, the maddest thing was, it was called the Fat Donut Co. Yeah. Got a cease and dismiss letter from the fat pasty company. They were like, change your name or pay us 40 grand. Or no, change your name, otherwise you got to pay us 40 grand. And if you don't change your name, we're going to do you again. So I was like, fuck. So anyway, we changed it to the Nottingham Donut Co. Limited. You can't trademark or copyright a thing or replace. So you could open the Nottingham Donut Co. Limited next door to me and I couldn't say anything. That was okay for a bit. And then when I started learning all this stuff, I was like, shit, we need a rebrand. Do you know what I mean? Things are going pretty well. So let's, let's stir the pot a little bit. You know what I mean? Making good money, everyone loves the brand and everything like that. But it was that thing of like, how do we, we opened in Derby and it had a negative effect on us and stuff. So then we put it out there. Worst thing we did was put it out there to customers. And was like, what should we call it? People like donuts. Buzzing. So we changed it to donuts. Fucking next thing you know, I got an email like 2 days later from this guy in Bridgeford, in West Bridgeford. And he was like, oh, I own the domain to donuts.co.uk. And I was like, you fucking bastard. This fucking guy was delivering donuts to him like fucking 2 years ago. Like, I've met him, like, knocking on his front door, like, I was like, and he was like, you can have it for 10 grand. I was like, fuck off. Like, I love donutsofficial.com, thank you. And that's why our Instagram's donutsofficial and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we don't own growthack.com.
Yeah.
Because for us to get it, it's like over 10 grand.
Yeah, and it's just not.
It's crazy.
It really don't mean shit. It really don't mean that. It means a lot to us as business owners. Like, we're like, oh, we want that. We want that .com or .co.uk. But actually, man, it don't really mean that much.
Doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't, not really.
But yeah, so, but then we own that word. We've copyrighted and trademarked that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that's my word.
Oh, it's awesome.
People read it as donuts. People read it as donuts. Like, that was a big thing with our investors who we've just got on board.
Okay.
They were like, do you think the name's going to hinder the progress of the business and everything? And I was like, no, people read it as donuts. And then as he was reading the thing, he was like, so then why should we invest into donuts? And I was like, just done it there, ain't you? And he was like, oh shit, yeah, I get it, man. It's like, gotcha. Gives you a checkbook. But yeah.
Yeah. You touched on social media as well. Obviously, you've become like the face of the brand. What was that like when you were starting out with the business in terms of like you becoming the face of the brand? And how would you say, I suppose, your relationship with your public identity, I suppose, for lack of a better word, how has that changed as the business has grown?
Yeah, I mean, like the Donuts is, you've seen a big shift in it because we were like 70% personality and 30% product, and it wasn't really doing that great for us on sales. But it was fun and it was great. But like now we're like 70% product, 30% personality and stuff like that. You have to be really careful with putting yourself so much on socials because if you look at the guy who owns like Roll Boys, he's on his socials all the time. His marketing is around him.
Right.
That's not going to be possible when you've got 20 shops. And if someone buys your company, who's now going to do those videos? So you have to kind of it's like really good to start with, but then you kind of need to fade away from it because people like buying off people. And that's why we do like 70% product, 30% personality with me and Meg and stuff like that. I'm only on the socials a lot because like I'm a lot more, Megan's job is more like office based and stuff. We have got loads of content with Meg and stuff like that. And she wants to be on more content and stuff. But how my things changed and stuff like that, like, you know, like me, I'd tell you how fucking mad this is. Sold my house last week. Went to view a house. Went to view a flat yesterday. Flat in Nottingham city centre, like nice place, like needs some work, but exposed brick and everything. Like I'm all about that. It's probably gonna be freezing in the winter, red hot in the summer. You know what I mean? And I was talking to the couple who owns it, and she was like, "Oh, so like, what do you do?" And I didn't tell her what I did. She was like, "Oh, so like, what do you do at like Donuts then?" And I was like, "Oh, fucking hell." I was like, "There's no way I'm getting this house like cheaper from what they're asking for. Then is it?"
You don't want
I was
to
going to go in and be like, "Oh, Mrs. kicked me out. You know, I've got nowhere to live." Like, you know? It's like, "Oh, you guys are smashing it, aren't you?" I was like, "Fucking hell." Yeah. Like, but she was like, "You guys are smashing it." I was like, "No, it's not as good as what people think." You know what I mean?
Kind of play down.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that, like, you know, it's but like I mentioned, like, you know, someone taking a photo of me in the gym and stuff, and I made me feel a bit awkward and situations like that. If you want to talk to me, I'll talk to anyone, you know what I mean? I find one thing I find really hard, and this is the God's honest truth, is like I aim to move 1% every day forward. Whether that's like, you know, yesterday the 1% was buying the house, buying the flat I want. That was the 1%. I had a pretty terrible day yesterday, but I'm moving forward in some aspect of my life. Today the 1% is that machinery. Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you're just doing that. And because I'm constantly moving and constantly doing stuff, like all the time, like people, the girls in Starbucks today were like, I go there every morning. The girls in Starbucks like, today was like, "God, you're like always doing stuff, aren't you? Like, you never just stop." And I'm like, no. But I find that's, people are really interested in what I'm doing. And I find that I'm talking about myself a lot. Yeah. And then I do try and flip it on them and be like, "Oh, how's things with you?" And like, "Oh yeah, work shit." But you're doing this. And I'm like, I sometimes don't want to I feel like I'm talking about myself a lot, and I don't want people to walk away from that and be like, fucking hell, never shuts up by himself.
That'd be quite hard as well, yeah.
Because again, like I am a huge part of the brand, do you know what I mean, and stuff. But then also, you know, people are really interested in like, I love talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's sick.
Yeah. Was that ever intentional as well? Like the social media stuff, or was that something that just evolved over time?
Yeah, no, it was intentional. It was like people, I think there was a bit of content with me and Meg, and people really like that. Because me and Meg have been on a journey together. Was together, engaged, broke up, got back together, engaged again, then broke up. You know what I mean? So like people like buy into that. Do you know what I mean? And nothing's ever straightforward, and people enjoy that. So yeah, when we do content together, people really like, you know, we're just people, man.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing special about us. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, going back to that, you know, conversation you had with that lady at Starbucks, do you feel like because you're moving 1% all the time, you're always self-improving yourself? Do you feel like that maybe creates distance between yourself and other people who just kind of stuck in a job and maybe not in that same mindset?
Yeah. Like it's like I believe that, like, I love bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is an amazing sport. I've you know, I don't class myself as a bodybuilder. I just class myself as going to the gym. The amount of effort that those guys do and put into it for not much return. I always say, like, man, just put that into your day job. Drive that effort into your day job. You'll have, you know, car park full of Ferraris. You know what I mean? You'll have everything that you ever wanted in life. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. And, you know, but yeah, I think that, like, me and Meg are only kind of where we are because we didn't have nothing holding us back. You see a lot of people like my age and stuff who we talk to and stuff. I'd love to start my own business, but I've got kids and everything, and that's like a big risk. That's like a big thing, you know, for them, why they can't start their own business. And I'm a big believer in you fucking can do anything. You really can. If you want to do a bodybuilding show in the next 6 months, you could do a bodybuilding show. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to make more money, you can make more money. Like, it's everything's possible. You know what I mean? Like, anything's possible. But people, I wish people, like, I was talking to my friend yesterday and I was like, when did people stop fucking trying? When did people stop sitting there and being like, you know, like we're built on entrepreneurship and you know, I want it all. I want to take it all. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's all there for the taking. The money's just got to be right. You know what I mean? And that's my biggest thing. I want people to start doing it, and I want to set something up where I'm like on a Sunday morning, like blokes who want to get into stuff or start their own business, or blokes who are just struggling and stuff, and you know need a bit of someone to talk to. Get together in my shop in like Nottingham, and you know, coffee's on me, donuts on me. Let's just hash it out and see what we can always, like a little networking event for, you know, it's not a bad thing, but a little networking event for like the average guy. You know, we go to networking events and bam, things start opening up. You know what I mean? Doors start opening up for you. So
yeah, no, that's really useful because I think what you said before with like the bodybuilding aspect, I think we've spoken about this before, just going to the gym, even outside of the gym as well, there's definitely some point in anyone's life where they've stuck at something, or they've been consistent. And if they've been able to do that at some point in their life, they can translate that to other areas of their life, whether that's business or trying to make more money. Like gym is a good example of that, where you're consistent, you're seeing progress and you're not really giving up. And from there, like what you're saying before, like a lot of the bodybuilders, like what you said, if you translate that to making more money, then you can see a lot of good ROI from that. So that's really, really important.
There's a lot of coaches now at the minute. Everyone's a bodybuilding coach, and it's a really saturated market. It's all the same stuff. You know, food, drugs, and gym. That's all bodybuilding is. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's the delivery of that. Customer service outweighs product every single time. My coach is great. He don't pressure me. He don't put stuff on me. I ain't checked in for like 3 months, and he's chilling about it. He's like, when you're ready, come back to us. It's fine. You know what I mean?
Going back to what you want to set up in, you know, with donuts and helping, you know, men just get together and have a chat. I was speaking to my cousin the other day. You know, he came over and visited me, and I think men don't do that. We're not very good at talking or opening up or creating business opportunities for ourselves. So I think that would be quite a really cool thing, especially in Nottingham. You know, a lot of people just, I guess, just feeling hard up and maybe not feeling entrepreneurial, but if they're in that space, I think that would be a really powerful thing for Nottingham.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, it's just, you know, let's just shoot the shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, look, there's nothing special. There's nothing special about me at all. Like, I can't read. I just can't read for the fact of, like, I just can't be arsed. Like, I scan. Can't read. Am I writing shit? I'm just really good at talking to people, and that's my thing. Do you know what I mean? Doors open when you start opening your mouth. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I love that. And going back to that time frame where you were obviously building donuts, would you say there's like a series of inflection points or one big inflection point that kind of got you from out of supermarkets to opening physical locations?
Yeah, so the physical locations came first, and then we got the co-op contract and stuff, and then we lost that last year, which was a big L for us, you know. But I wouldn't ever touch supermarkets again.
So when you say co-op contract, what were you doing for them? How does that work?
We had a grab and go kiosk, like what Krispy Kreme have, those kind of kiosks.
Oh, cool.
And stuff. And Liam, who set it up with us, who works for Co-op, great guy, and it just didn't work. Like orders started going down. I think the first invoice we sent was like 30-something grand. Me and Meg was like buzzing, like this is gonna like pay off some debts. Like if we keep doing this, every month it kept going down and down and down. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. And Co-op, big companies like that, they have like futurists involved, people who spot trends, and you know, everyone's on Monjaro. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, for how long? You know what I mean? And stuff. So yeah, and then physical stores is where it's at. And then now we're moving into our shipping container kiosk, which is a great move from us because it's a trailer, it's on wheels, there's no rates on it.
Smart.
So there's no rates. So
okay.
Yeah, so which is rates is a massive thing in business at the minute, right? You know. And also as well, if you've got a 32 amp power supply, we can plug one in, and that's what we do. We go to designer outlets and say, oh, that 32 amp supply over there, that bit of concrete that you're not making no money out of, we'll give you 25 grand a year for that. And they're like, yeah, sound. Yeah. So yeah, that's that.
Very smart. How did that come about? Because that's quite, why has no one else done that? You know, why have the big companies not done that?
By accident, like literally, yeah. Like this is what I'm saying. Like it's just trial and error. Like we've got kiosks at East Midlands Designer Outlet and West Midlands Designer Outlet. Put them in. I was like, fucking hell, man, these things are on wheels. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, and then like doing it, and I was like, we haven't had a rates bill, have we, for that? And then rang my agent, and he was like, oh, you don't pay rates because it's on wheels. I was like, what? I was like, this is crazy. And then, so yeah, because you can move it, you can't rate it. It's like a caravan, you can't charge it council tax. You can drive it off tomorrow and stuff like that. So
because that's the one barrier for a lot of businesses, a lot of physical stores, it's the rates.
Yeah.
You know, and they always go up, they never go down.
Yeah.
So like food trucks, I guess that kind of model, is that what you're going for?
We're actually playing around with the franchise model of a food truck as well. Because customers franchisees could come to the bakery, pick the stuff up and go sell it. You know what I mean? So pretty straightforward.
Cool.
But yeah, no rates, which is good. If they were on rates, guys, I wouldn't be sat here right now. I'd be smoked, man. You know what I mean?
That kind of answers the one of the things I wanted to ask you in terms of like if you were to say start a physical store, what would you do differently to when you actually did start for the first time with what you know now?
What would I do? As donuts.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we just do it. Like, you know, I'd probably make the counter a little bit smaller. You know, 12 flavors instead of 18. I think that's like, you know, those little things like that. But yeah, like, you know, lighting. I'd sort lighting out first and speakers. Great. You know, people need more than product now. People need what is it? Not the product only will take you so far. People want an experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean and stuff. So maybe focus on that, and that's what we are doing. We are, you know, the Nottingham store, which is our flagship store. That's having a mini refurb.
Cool.
And yeah, like the maddest things, like we talk about lighting. All I'm gonna do is just unscrew some bulbs out of a thing, and then it's like, oh look, we've dimmed it down a little bit. It's nothing crazy. It's
important. It sets the mood. You know, lighting is like one of those things. And I think about other brands who have started around East Midlands, like 200 Degrees. it's just coffee, but people aren't just buying the coffee.
Yeah,
They're buying that
it.
experience, and
that's it. Like Rob did really well. Rob did really well at 200 Degrees. I've known Rob a few years now, and it's hard being in the industry that we're in. We're a donut shop, but we sell coffee, and we sometimes forget that. We think, well, I sometimes forget that, and I'm like, God, man, you walk past 200 Degrees, it's rammed and stuff and everything. Like mate, I'm a takeaway. Like, you buy that, you've a customer's brought that product within 2 minutes, they're at the door. That's what the investors really liked. It was like, God, your transaction speed's rapid. And I was like, yeah, we're not waiting around. No one's waiting around. And 200 Degrees got got financial backing from Foresight and stuff like that. And I'm looking at moving banks to HSBC, and I said that to Anthony, who's the bank manager at HSBC. It's like 200 Degrees done really well. And I was like, yeah, but Anthony, if someone gave me £3.5 million, I'd be the biggest donut company in the UK. That's it, isn't it? If someone gave you £3.5 million for your business, I'm sure it'd be 1,000,000 times bigger than what it is. Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, you could do a lot with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, you constantly compared to, I'm not bothered about 200. I mean, I love 200. We have their coffee and everything, great guys. When I say I'm not bothered about them, I mean, like, I'm not comparing myself to them. I'm not comparing myself to Public. I'm not comparing myself to Costa, Starbucks and everything like that. These two boys I'm comparing myself to, and that's Dunkin' and Krispy Kreme. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want their size. Do you know what I mean?
Otherwise, you go insane trying to compare yourself against like so many people.
Spread yourself too thin. You end up pushing. You end up becoming something that you're not. Do you know what I mean? And that's not. And that's why I think Doughnotts has always stuck around, because we've evolved, we've changed little bits and bobs, but we've always just stayed to who we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are there any other UK donut companies? Because like those two companies you mentioned are American, right?
Yeah.
So
there's some great guys. I love donuts. Like, I love all of them. Like, Bread Ahead, the creme brulee donut that went viral, great donuts, amazing donut. Scott from Who Court, love his stuff. He's in Wales and everything. Me and Scott got a little bit of an agreement. I was like, oh, I won't come to Wales if you don't come to England. He's like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, yeah, we're all good. And that's the thing that we want. Like, I believe that, we were going to open a donut shop in York, and York have got a donut shop.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, no, I don't want to do it, because that's their patch. I don't want to come in and start taking people's jobs or go to war, and, you're worried about whether the store's going to perform and everything. That's them. Rodeo Donuts from London. He's in Manchester now. He's a great guy. Sound.
Cool.
It's just, we're just, I think if you're going to be there and be like, oh, I want to fucking beat them and stuff like that, don't get me wrong, like, business in general is a war. Like, you're at war with, I think business owners right now are at war with the government.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like all the different types of donuts. Like, Dough in Brooklyn, in New York, like the woman who owns that, like, her product's really dense, it's really chewy, you need a cup of coffee with it, whereas you go to Peter Pan in New York and it's like dead soft, and like the donuts are 25 cents each, 50 cents each, but they're just cheap, and that's what people expect. Dough, you go to Dough and they're $8 each, you know what I mean? Like, I fucking love them all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good way to explain it. It's like there's kind of different markets for everyone who's in that space as well.
Yeah.
With obviously any industry as well, there's always like space for differing types of businesses.
100%.
That makes sense.
There's like, when you're in your business and you're like, oh, it's like another donut company and stuff like that and things, and you start to sit there and like stress yourself out. Mate, there's a cost of Starbucks and Cafe Nero and everything. Donuts are a bit of it. I actually was like sat last night and I was like planning some content and stuff. And I was like, when is the right time to eat a donut? Like, what is it? Is it a dessert? Even to this day, I'm like, what? Like, do you eat it once you've had your dinner? Do you eat it as a snack? It's quite a high calorie snack. Like, and then I'm like, there is no time to eat a donut. But then I'm like, but that's the good thing, because you can eat it at any time, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't sit there and say, oh, like, have a bit of cheesecake after dinner. Like, you don't have a cheesecake 9 o'clock in the morning. Do you, man? Like,
I definitely used to do that for sure.
Yeah. But that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's the kind of content I want to put out. Like, I'm trying to think outside the box with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You talked about evolution as well with Doughnotts and obviously changing things up. I know you guys have a online store as well. So how important has that been to your business with obviously the physical stores as well?
Yeah, so the online side of it's not just about the sales, it's about the data. So if you see that you're selling loads of donuts in Manchester's probably a good spot to open up. Do you know what I mean? And the people want that now. People want that delivered. It's really expensive. And to be honest, like the packaging is so expensive. The shipping of the product is so expensive. After Shopify take their fees, you know, when you come to it, like in all honesty, like our stuff that we sell through TikTok Shop, the box is like 28 quid. We make like a fiver. By every time someone's took something out, the influencers took their bit out and everything like that. And, you know, it's kind of like, it's crazy, isn't it, that you're making a fiver. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but you have to, you know, one donut company starts selling online. Then we're like, oh, we should sell online. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And crazy enough, like pre-COVID, I was like, we should start selling these, like shipping these through the post. No one was doing it. And then COVID came and then everybody, it just really ushered that market, like really sped up that process for everyone. But I think that to be honest, like our product to be shipped through the post gets to the customers and it literally looks like it's just come out of the bakery.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's really good. You know, we pack our boxes, make sure everything's tight and everything like that, and you know, it's all good.
So in the long term, do you think you kind of still kind of push the online business, or is it the future? You know, looking at the food trucks, you know, that kind of model.
I think the world comes in full. I think the world rolls in circles, and I think that as much as like high street's dying, blah blah blah, and all this, as much as it's dying, there'll be that time when people want to start doing it again. Do you know what I mean, and stuff. And yeah, I think for me that's the thing where like I want to do more bricks and mortar and kiosks and stuff, and still do the whole online stuff as well.
Yeah. And yeah, that pretty much kind of looks at if somebody was to say start a hospitality business essentially. And obviously there's now like the e-commerce option. And obviously you talked about kind of like the costs associated with that. If they say the 26-year-old was coming up to you and they're like, oh, I want to do like a physical store, but I'm stuck between having an online store. Based on your experience, what would you need to ask them to guide them to make a decision based on start with an online store or have a physical location?
I think it depends on product or service. Do you know what I mean? Like service, no need for a store. Product, 100%. I think if you can get into someone else's store with your product and stuff, we sell a lot of wholesale. We tap into a lot more markets from different people and stuff. But yeah, more so, it all depends on product. So a guy wants to start selling cars, he could do it off his mum's drive with a phone and sell the car in a car park somewhere or something. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. So
yeah, that makes sense. And obviously, COVID period, you touched on that as well. Like a lot of businesses within hospitality were hit by that. How was it for Doughnotts during that time period as well?
So like to the resilience of who me and Meg are as a business owners is that like we opened a brand new bakery, 10,000 square feet, spent 400 grand on it. Day of opening, we had like 15 grand left. Crazy transition. Shipped all the machinery in overnight. Mad. Me and my mate moved every bit of equipment on a tail lift. It was chaos. 2 weeks later, went into COVID.
Oh
man.
Gosh.
So we were like, shit. You know, we only had a bit of money in the bank. So like me and Meg went to like Booker's and brought loads of like food, and it's back when like toilet roll was like gold. You know what I mean? We just brought
I remember those days.
We just brought all of it, put it on the table in the bakery, and was like, guys, help yourself. Do you know what I mean? And then they released furlough and stuff, and then we just fought through it. And then, but like we shut down for a bit, started getting the government back in and stuff like that, and got bored, started a cookie company, and then me and Meg just brought a house with the cookie company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making wedge. That cookie company was like a fire, like bro, it was flying, unbelievable. I done like 500 orders, 500 orders on a Saturday, £10 a box. I think like $5,000 on a Saturday, cash. I was like, what the hell? Hey, no, put it all free.
Is that still going on as well?
No, man, no. I've not got time.
Yeah.
I keep getting asked for it and stuff, and I think I will. We're about to buy a cookie machine because we just can't make the amount that we need. So we need a cookie pucking machine to make the pucks for us and stuff. So
okay.
Little learner, you know what I mean? Big cash.
That sounds good. And I always like to ask a final question. If Doughnotts was gone, disappeared, and you had to start again tomorrow, based on everything that you now know, and you had to restart everything again, what would you do differently?
Document it straight away. Document the whole thing on socials about the company, about where it's going and thingy. Do it again.
Yeah.
Wow. Start another donut company. Yeah. I love it.
I like that you said the documentation, because everyone loves seeing the journey of something.
Yeah.
So
everyone loves seeing the flop as well. Like, and that, like,
the crash and the burn.
Yeah, the turn side of that is that, like, everyone loves seeing the flop, but the turn side of it is like the come up after that is sick. Like, people like gassed on it. You know what I mean? It adds to your story. Do you know? Like, yeah, I'd do it again. Like, yeah, like, it can be really good for business. My friend owned, I won't yab on about it, but my friend owned Oscar and Rose's, Pete's place in Nottingham, did it for 10 years. And he just started, things started getting too tight. He couldn't make as much money. So we ended up, what's it called? He closed it. And I was like, Ollie, best thing you could do is close this for a couple of years and come back. People go nuts for it, because it was really good pizza.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, nah, man, I'm done. Like, he used to be a lawyer, then he started a pizza place, now as an interior designer. Do you know what I mean? But no, I just do it again. I think I'd probably just, get... Because there's variables that are out of your control. You could go to the bank. It's really, like, to start a big donut company again, like, like seed funding in America. It's dead easy to raise capital in America, isn't it? You like, I've invented like Blank Street, raised $120 million on 2 stores. Why? It's the coffee machine. It's bean to cup. Press the machine, gives out a latte that's relatively great. So now they have to hire cool people. So you don't have to hire baristas. Venture capitalist firms like, oh God, really love that. Yeah. It's 120 million quid. You know how hard it is to get money out of
Very
everyone.
generous over their investors.
Yeah. Because it's entrepreneurship is like, it's welcomed. Like, they want capitalism. They want people to just take it over and chase it and have their part of the world and stuff. But not over here, man. Fucking hell.
I can only imagine, like, the questions you had to go through with the investment company, and I'm guessing the UK investor.
Yeah. So they're a private bank,
cool.
And all the questions, due diligence, personal bank statements. We're just going through all the legals now. Pitching, like, getting knocked back, asking for 400 grand, and them saying we'll only give you 180. And then you've built this plan of how you're going to spend this 400k, and now you've only got this 180. You've got to rework all your numbers and everything, and but you get a bit, and then they're like, the investment was to franchise the business and open 1 store. Well, we're franchising the business, rebuilding the company internally, streamlining the operations, and opening 2 stores. So they're like really happy, and the money's not even come in yet. So we have got another store as well that's like, they don't want us for another like 7-8 months though. So again, like, underpromise, overdeliver. Do you know what I mean? So but
oh, that's awesome. And in terms of projects, are you working on anything exciting that you'd like to share?
We are completely overhauling the business. It means that it's going to be a better working environment for our bakery staff. It means that they're only going to have to... the biggest problem in our business is annual leave and sickness. Working over a 6-day period, and our drivers do 7 days. By reforming the company and franchising it and everything like that, it basically means that all of our bakers will work 5 days straight. So everyone will be in at the same time.
Right.
Also with the office staff that are in at the same time. Also with the logistics staff at the same time. So we're all going to be together at some point throughout the day to discuss problems or everything like that. And then the franchise pack's being built right now. For about 130k, you can get a donuts franchise. I've just done it, donuts. You get a donuts franchise, and that's a bricks and mortar store. And on that, you could probably make around 30k a month, 12k profit a month as well.
12k profit a month. That's quite good.
Yeah, mate, I've made 200 grand a month more before, and made like 3 grand profit, and we've been buzzing. Yeah. Like, that's a stupid number in hospitality. That's our profit on a store. In hospitality, you look at like 1%, 1.5%.
Yeah.
Some of our stores will do 65% profit.
Yeah. That's why I always say like hospitality, like whoever's got a business in hospitality, I'm always giving massive credit because the margins are not that
Our
big.
margins are massive. We got all the sites. The problem is we've got 6 sites that are holding up a £2 million company. To make the company more profitable, you just need to add more business, more sites, spread that cost a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that's for the franchisees. And the franchisees, it's not a donut franchise, it's a customer service franchise. It's the new tagline for the business is great donuts, great coffee, great people. 3 elements of what donuts is. All you do as a franchisee is come in, put the donuts on the tray, put them in a box, be nice to customers. It's really fucking easy. It's the easiest part. Like, our franchise builder was like, sat down there, like, he had this 4-page document, and he was like, right then, so how does a franchisee make a donut? And I was like, oh, they don't. We make it. He was like, oh, so how do they like decorate the donuts? I was like, no, you're not getting it, man. Like, they don't. We make it, ship it out through the night, 1 delivery a week, done.
That's
amazing.
Like,
yeah, like talking to Shan at Morley's and stuff, 160 stores, and talking to Mario at Fireway and stuff like that. These boys are like, what? That's crazy.
So you get to keep all the quality the same. You can control that.
Yeah, because even with McDonald's, biggest franchise in the world, you'll still have a Big Mac in Derby and it'll still be slightly different from the one in Nottingham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean and stuff. And it's really simple. And that's why our franchise fee is, our initial franchise licensing fee is 20k, because it's like me, you don't even have to do anything as the franchisee. Like, we sort out your energy with your energy contracts, we sort out your water contracts, legals. You don't even have to find the shop, we'll find you the shop. You just need to rock up, put a smile on your face, serve your customers. Customer service is dying. You know, now everyone's getting screens.
Yeah.
Customer service is dying.
Yeah.
Well, we're not putting screens in. We're making our menus like more, we want like a matcha menu that we're bringing out in a couple of months. Late to the party on matcha. But yeah, there's just a lot going on. He's like, we're going to have 4 flavours and then it's going to say, ask us about our specials. We're trialling at the minute, table service in Lincoln.
Oh.
Tammy, the Lincoln manager, take a seat, I'll come take your order. She goes every little thing. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It's just like, we want to, again, customer service outweighs product. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. You like, I'm a strong believer in that. And I love talking to the customers. I love the customers. You know, these people are giving you their hard-earned money. Yeah. So appreciate it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, like franchising, like I want to be sat down in like 5 years and being like, yeah, we've got like 100 franchise stores. Do you know what I mean? Sit next to Mario and Shan at these expos and talking about franchising and stuff and, you know, and all this. Like, I think that Jack, my accountant, like Jack said to me, was like, you're going to do it. Like, have you ever seen it? I'm just yapping now, but I've got to tell you this. You ever seen egg-free cake box?
No.
So they've got like the cake shops and they're in places like the roughest places. Like,
like
the pin shop. Cake, it just says cake box.
Yeah.
So if you look on the sign, it will say like egg-free cake box, like egg-free. They specialize in egg-free cakes. Mate, 260 franchisees. They're on the stock exchange. And mate, I know for a fact, bare of them franchisees want to get out of it because there's a place in Nottingham called Radford, and there's one in Radford and there's one in Hyson Green. It's literally like not too far away from each other.
Yeah.
I want that's a cash grab as a franchisor. That's like, get as many as we can. Company's worth 97 million quid. Get as many franchisees as we can. Yeah, we're not bothered. I want quality. I don't want to. They've got tons of franchisees. I don't want 100 franchisees having 1 shop each. That's chaos.
Yeah.
I want 10 franchisees having 10 shops each. I want someone to do what we've done in Nottingham, in Manchester, in Leeds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I want the couple who, you know, you'll have to get Ash on here from Steam Ass. Ash is just like, Steam Ass Bakery, they're franchise mate. I spoke to him like 3 months ago. I was like, how you getting on? I was like, yeah, I just got my first franchisee. Chatted to him the other day. He's like, yeah, I've got 6. I was like, what? But his things are like restaurants, like full on restaurants. I couldn't do that franchise. I couldn't work in a restaurant or run a restaurant. I really couldn't, man. Like, but for me, chatting Bob to people all day, it's just like easy. Like, you know, And that's why it's so. That's why the Doughnotts franchise is like, it'll do it. Yeah. It would do it.
I mean, with those margins, it sounds like
I was thinking, maybe I might become a franchisee.
But that's like
we give them money.
But we want owner operators.
Right.
We want someone to buy the franchise. I'm going to be in it with you. Like, you can ring me, you can speak to me. Like, I'll come and see you. I'll treat the franchisees as if they're just managers. Do you know what I mean? And minimal staff. You know, they'll get small business rate relief. They won't pay rates. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So there's all these things that why it should work. It works. You speak to Jack about it. You speak to Jack about my numbers and stuff like that. I mean, I've got some stores that will do 35, 40 grand a month. Those kiosks at East Midlands are out there. West Mid's best month last year was 40 grand. £40,000, 10 grand a week. And that was selling out as well. Like, if my franchisees can make like 20k, 22k, respectively, like, I just want someone to buy themselves a really cool job. Do you know what I mean? You're buying yourself a job. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's amazing. You're able to give other people the same opportunity that you've been able to take advantage of. I think that's an amazing thing.
And that's the thing of, like, I'm wanting to do these things with these guys on a Sunday morning. This is my way of saying, like, I want people, like, you don't have to know anything about donuts. You don't have to know anything about coffee. We'll train you. We'll do it. We'll talk you. We'll bring you into the bakery. We'll get you making some stuff. We'll show you what goes into it. You don't have to do anything. You go onto the portal. You order your products, donuts and everything like that. How many bottles washing up liquid you need and stuff like that. We get a key to your building. We come in, deliver them, boom, ready to go. Yeah. You get franchisees. You'll get a franchisee who'll be doing crazy numbers. You will. You get someone in the right location with nothing around them.
Yeah.
But we're also really understanding, like we want to do things like on that franchisee's opening day, they're going to sell tons more donuts than they will any other time. So we're going to give them 1,000 donuts. This is our present to you for the same thing. So you can make your money on that. You know, flat franchise licensing fees. I don't want so much percentage of how much your revenue is, because my job is to put as much money in your pockets, because I make money on the donuts. Do you know what I mean? So it's like our flat rate is £600 a month plus that. Whether you're making 100 grand a month or whatever, still £600 a month. Because I'm making bare money on the donuts because of the scales of economy.
Right.
The more donuts I produce, the cheaper everything becomes.
Yeah.
I'm selling the donuts at like £1.75 to the franchisee. I'm currently making them at £1.55. If you're making 100 grand a month on donuts, my unit price is down to like 80 something p, maybe even less. So my scales of economy, I make money that way. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. And just to clarify, you can share all these numbers. You're happy sharing all this?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
cool.
can fucking email me. I'll send you a fucking franchise pack.
Because I'm just thinking, like, you know, these, I mean, it sounds great. I'm just thinking, like, your competitors aren't, you know, might be listening thinking, oh, let me copy what Wade's doing.
No. Well, like, you know, let them. The world's big enough. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm not really, you know, it's took a long time to get it. Like, I've only shared numbers, no processes, no anything that we're working in the background. Like, at the end of the day, Scott in Wales, who caught, I'd love Scott to do well. Like, me and Scott talk all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, the problem is you've got these big companies like Krispy Kreme and stuff like that who've been giants in the industry. Yeah. And what you get is it's the daytime TV and the Netflix scenario. Daytime TV sat there, you know, trying to, like BBC 1, 2 and 3 sat there like, yeah, we're going to do this forever. No one's ever going to be really interested in anything else and everything like that. And then in the background, you've got a group of 20-year-olds who are like, why don't we start like Netflix? Why don't we start this? Developing faster, taking more risk, pushing the boundaries. Now no one watches daytime TV. Everyone watches it on catch up and stuff like that. And it's all on Netflix anyway. Yeah. We're the Netflix. Krispy Kreme the daytime TV.
I just saw like BBC and Channel 4 in talks about combining or something like that. Yeah. Which is crazy.
They're panicking.
It's just absolutely mad.
Whereas, bro, I bet you years ago, someone knocked on their door and was like, why don't we start like a streaming service? And they're like, nah, people will do this forever. Do you know what I mean? So you got to be evolving. And there'll be a time when Doughnotts is that BBC and Channel 4 and someone's in the background, like, doing it. like building something better than that. But then you've got to make sure that like you have a number and you have an exit plan. Stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. There's so many questions I wanted to ask, but
no, it's all right. No, I just yab on all the time.
No, that was awesome. Yeah, so we'll definitely have to get you back on here again at some point.
For sure. Honestly, no, thanks.
No, man, no. Like, like next time, like, you know, maybe in like a year's time or something, might have like 10 franchisees, or I might be like bankrupt. I'll be like, lads, you're gonna have to come to me. I can't get it. You know what I mean?
Either way, it would be a great documentary.
Either way. But no, I appreciate it.
And for listeners, where can they find you if they want to connect with you or just follow your journey?
Just Wade_Doughnotts. My name is Wade, by the way. Like, people call me Wade. But yeah, like Wade_Doughnotts or doughnottsofficial.com, or on Doughnotts Official Instagram, or like TikTok, Doughnotts Official and stuff like that. And Meg as well. Follow Meg. Meg puts like loads of holiday stuff up. Meg loves holiday. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's awesome. Guys, we hope you got a ton of value from this episode. And if you want to follow Wade, you now know where to find him. Be sure to like and follow the podcast if you got a ton of value. And until the next episode, we shall see you next time. See ya.